Good evening, everybody. It's great to see all of you here, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Malta House of Care celebrating Wonder Women presentation. I'm Jocelyn Mementa, and it is my privilege to serve as your host this evening. It has been my pleasure to host this event in the past, and I'm so honored to be back here with you. Since 2011, Malta has celebrated the quiet work done by 76 truly amazing women, students, doctors, executives, musicians, educators, advocates, scientists, artists, nurses, lawyers, swim instructors, dancers, grandmothers, and more. 10 years ago, I was honored to be among the Wonder Women class of 2013. Tonight, we induct 5 more amazing women into the Malta House of Care Wonder Women ranks. I know we have some women in the audience, so I'd love for them to stand. Well, all the women in the audience tonight who have been Wonder Women in the past, please stand so we can recognize you. Come on, don't be shy. There you go. When I was honored, I was so deeply touched that they had chosen me, and I just remember what that was like. Tonight, you'll hear more about the important work done by Malta House of Care and its volunteer and staff medical providers who ensure that uninsured adults in Greater Hartford have access to free, quality primary care when they have nowhere else to turn. It is a critical mission, and your support here tonight provides the financial resources that Malta needs to achieve that mission. So thank you all for being here this evening. We so appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. To begin our evening, please welcome Diane Auger, Interim Executive Director at Malta House of Care.
Thank you. Thank you, Jocelyn, and thank you so much for hosting tonight. Thank you all for being with us tonight to honor 5 really inspiring Wonder Women. They're making positive impacts in the health and well-being of people in need, in the arts, in education, and they do it all in service to others. Wonder Woman, I'm kind of a Wonder Woman aficionado, my friends know, is a universal symbol of justice and equality. She symbolizes hope and the fact that women and men are capable of changing the world. And the Wonder Women that we celebrate tonight certainly have and will continue to change the world for the better. I know many of you are longtime supporters of Malta, and you know that mission, to provide uninsured adults with quality, free, accessible health care. What a mission and what a history. Founded by a small group of committed and compassionate community leaders who were ahead of their time, meeting people where they are in their communities, providing them with one of our most basic and necessary needs, health care. It's 19 years later, and that van, that big white van, is still traveling in neighborhoods. It's become a trusted place where people can find health care and can be counted on. In fact, I know you've seen a lot of the factoids tonight. More than 75,000 free patient visits have been provided since that small, mighty group came together with that shared vision to care for people that are struggling. I don't know who's in the audience who might remember that small, mighty group. Some of them might be here. You've met them all. I would love for you to give that founding group a round of applause. Last year, we were pleased to bring a new vision to reality for Malta. We have a fixed clinic site on the grounds of St. Joseph's Cathedral. That clinic, bright, beautiful, state-of-the-art, large exam rooms, space for nursing care, space for specialty clinics and training, complements that mobile outreach that the clinic still provides. And we're grateful many of you in the audience helped to bring that vision to reality. We want you to see it, So we're going to hear directly from Malta patients how they feel about Malta and give you a tour of the new clinic. Take a look.
I came to Malta House because I had no health insurance.
There was doctors and nurses that could take care of you at no cost.
Malta serves a population that is ineligible for health coverage of any other type: Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. These are people who are underserved by the healthcare system. Having a brand new stationary clinic site in the Asylum Hill neighborhood of Hartford allows us to see many more patients in our 5 well-equipped exam rooms. By having the stationary site, our mobile van may have the opportunity to visit more neighborhoods to reach more people in the community.
Our patients are treated with extreme kindness and dignity when they arrive here. And our goal is to provide excellent primary care. Not just care that's good enough, but excellent primary care. The stationary clinic has been a blessing in that way. When patients come in, I just had somebody say it to me this morning actually, that everything is so new, and it's really been a blessing. It's been a morale boost for all of us to be here and be able to provide care in this kind of a setting.
But when I come to Malta Care, there's time spent. You feel like somebody's really concerned about your health. And that's more surprising than I expected, because I thought, because it's something that was looking out for those who are less fortunate, you would get a low-key kind of care. But they make you feel like you were paying. They did so much. They went beyond and above just to make you feel at home and let you feel like you're not just another number. You are somebody that they are really concerned about.
The Malta House of Care in general is a place of optimism, hope. It's filled with extreme kindness and gratitude.
The staff treats me like family, and they are very welcome, and they're patient with you. They take their time to explain to you what you need to do and how to take care of yourself.
If Malta were not here, I do not know what I would do in terms of getting medical care.
I don't know what I'd do. Maybe I'd have to depend on divine intervention.
Oh, if Malta wasn't here, I don't know what I would have done, because it's really a godsend.
Thanks to Malta House and its caring staff that, it doesn't matter who you met. They were always a caring group.
Thank you, Malta House, for doing such good work.
Saying I'm grateful is an understatement, because there are absolutely no words to describe the depth of gratitude I feel for all the help I've been given and continue to receive as time goes on. Thank you, Malta House.
Okay, we can clap now. We're very proud of the staff, the volunteers, services, and I do want to say that since it began, Malta has been powered by volunteers. They are the heartbeat of Malta, and our volunteer physicians, nurses, and other providers work with our Malta staff to provide a special kind of Malta care. In fact, close to 500 patient visits per month take place at Malta. And we'd like to recognize the volunteers that are here tonight that helped to make it happen. If you volunteer for Malta in any capacity, would you stand so we can thank you and recognize you? Thank you. You're the reason why patients say thank you, and they talk about optimism and kindness, so we appreciate the work that you do. Because the services are free, Malta House relies 100% on the generosity of donors like you and our sponsors for the evening that you've been seeing scroll through. We especially want to recognize Cigna, a founding sponsor of Wonder Women, and George Trumbull, a board member here tonight, and the Trumbull Family Foundation. Thank you for your financial support. And there's someone that is not in this audience because she's in the back working on the auction. It's Betsy Walsh, and I'm off script because she would not let me put it in the script. But Betsy is a tremendously talented, dedicated Associate Director Advancement in Programs, which is her official title, but she is a Wonder Woman. And her mighty core of volunteers made this event happen tonight, so I just want us to pay a special thank you to Betsy. Malta really is a safety net, and it continues its mission because of people who care like you. And we thank you for being here to make a difference tonight to the people that we serve, and on their behalf, we thank you. It also has the benefit of a wonderfully committed and talented board of directors, and it's my pleasure now to introduce you to the chair of that board, Brian Sheehan. Brian?
Thank you, Diane. And again, thank you to everyone here for coming tonight and supporting Malta House of Care and for bringing such a positive energy with you. It's nice to be together. I have just a few words of gratitude to share, but before I do, it's a privilege to say that Governor Ned Lamont, who could not be with us in person but is surely here in spirit, has expressed his appreciation on behalf of the state of Connecticut to each of our amazing Wonder Women in a special proclamation issued for each. The proclamation reads as follows. On behalf of the state of Connecticut, I, Ned Lamont, Governor, take great pleasure in recognizing Mellissa, Sandra, Sister Beth, Sarah, and Tracy on the occasion of your recognition as a Wonder Woman 2023 by the Malta House of Care. This is a tremendous distinction that I am certain you will carry with pride and honor. Your work and achievements are an inspiration to every woman everywhere. Through your fine efforts, those in need have received help and hope for the future. I applaud your notable accomplishments and wish you the very best in all of your future endeavors. The people of Connecticut take pride in counting you as a fellow citizen. Therefore, I, Ned Lamont, Governor of the state of Connecticut, do hereby officially proclaim the day of Wednesday, May 3rd, 2023, to be Wonder Women Day in the state of Connecticut. In honor and in recognition of the significant achievements made by today's honorees and their unwavering dedication and commitment to helping change our world, signed by Governor Ned Lamont. Now, before we turn to this evening's presentation, I would like to just take a brief moment to recognize three groups of people, one of whom Diane recognized already. First, volunteers, as we heard, are critical, absolutely critical to Malta House of Care. But we also have a small, very talented staff, near and dear to my heart. Some of them are hopefully still here. But the staff, works closely with the volunteer corps, and the staff serves and cares for patients, and they power Malta House of Care on a day in and day out and week in and week out basis. So I'd like to recognize them now. Malta staff members, to the extent you're here, would you please stand and be recognized? As Diane mentioned, Malta House of Care was the vision of a terrific group of forward-thinking leaders who, together with the rest of my colleagues on the board of directors, remain committed to Malta and its mission. It's an honor for me to work with, to have learned from, and to continue to propel Malta House of Care forward alongside such a dedicated group of people. And I'd like to invite all members of the Malta Board of Directors who are here to please stand and be recognized. Last but not least, Diane mention this group earlier, but to those who volunteered to make this evening a reality, those who volunteered this evening, but also who volunteered in the weeks leading up to the event, and especially Betsy Walsh, who has redefined the word tireless, or she redefines the word tireless on a regular basis. You've truly created a special event, and we all thank you. So without further ado, it's our pleasure to recognize 5 Wonder Women who exemplify and share values we can all be inspired by: service to others, especially the underserved, humility, integrity, and selflessness. We are grateful for their willingness to be here and to share a little bit about what motivates them to serve others and work for change. I hope you all enjoy the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane, and thank you, Brian. I'm going to get to my page here in just a second. You're probably wondering, who is a Malta Wonder Woman? Well, she's actually someone who is known for her achievements, personal and professional, and most of all, for her service. She is someone who focuses on others more than herself, who strives constantly to make her community better, often behind the scenes or under the radar. We received many nominations from our call to the community, and the volunteer committee really had a tough time making their decisions. And now, without further ado, let's meet the Malta House of Care Wonder Women Class of 2023. Let's begin with Dr. Tracy Brennan. She's a champion of women's health who seek ways to support and empower women as an advocate and change maker. You saw her in the video. Let me read a little bit of something from her nomination form. Dr. Brennan is a true Wonder Woman. She is a champion for all things women's health and intimate partner violence resources. She always has a smile on her face, and she's always looking to support and empower women. She has been crucial in helping to spread the word about intimate partner violence resources in the state, and is the greatest advocate that we have at Connecticut Coalition Against Domestic Violence. Her passion and commitment to women's health and safety is beyond words. I know it's tough for her to listen to all this. A dedicated OBGYN physician for 35 years, Dr. Brennan joined the board of directors for Malta House of Care in 2017 and has volunteered at Malta. Oh, I see they're looking at your photos.
Oh, God.
Anyway, she's volunteered at Malta as a direct provider of care or as interim medical director for many years. She has volunteered at the Malta Food Pantry since its inception in 2012, way back there, wow. All right, Dr. Brennan is known for her compassion, her willingness to volunteer for multiple causes, her collaborative attitude, and yes, that warm smile that is always, always on her face. Tracy and her husband, Dr. Neville Graham, also serves dinner at the Immaculate Conception Homeless Shelter several times a year, and she recently recruited Dr. Graham to volunteer at Malta House. It took that long? Oh my goodness, okay. According to Dr. Brennan, quoting her now, serving women as an OBGYN has been a joy and a privilege. Now that I am retired and volunteering at the Malta House of Care, I experience that same joy caring for the uninsured in Hartford. Congratulations, Tracy Brennan. Did you hear that? They love you, Tracy. Now let's meet our next Wonder Woman. She is Mellissa Craig. Mellissa, please join me here at the podium. Yes, let's bring her out here with a warm welcome. Let me tell you a little bit about Mellissa. She is an artist, educator, and activist. A native of Hartford and graduate of Trinity College, Ms. Craig is an accomplished dancer in modern African and Caribbean folk forms and is a trained stilt walker. We're going to hear more about that. Yes, exactly. She's extremely accomplished. Ms. Craig is an ensemble member with the Justice Dance Performance Project, performing in several major productions that call for social change and give voice, visibility, and justice to the stories of the unheard. I'm sure you've seen some of those performances. She is currently co-curating and performing in the virtual series, A Response and a Call, a work that speaks directly to issues of race and identity in America to create a dialogue and cultivate hope around solutions. For the past 11 years, Ms. Craig has been teaching dance and theater for Greater Hartford Academy of the Arts High School. Yes, full day and half day program. She's very busy. She's a dancer, choreographer, and puppeteer for several Hartford-based performing companies, including Frenzy World Music, Island Reflections, Dance Theater, and Nightfall. Her mother, Charmaine Craig, was honored as a Malta Wonder Woman in 2015, making Mellissa and her mother the first mother-daughter pair to hold this special honor. And I believe you saw her mother stand up at the very beginning of this program. And there she is, Charmaine. I know you're very proud. I have to quote you now here, Charmaine. Here's what she says. Mellissa is a special, extraordinary young woman who lives every day with this philosophy in mind. I am dedicated to using the arts to leave the world a brighter and a more enlightened place to live than I found it. Congratulations, Mellissa. You made your mama proud, your whole family as well. Next, let's please welcome Sandra Cruz-Serrano. Sandy, here she is. Let me tell you a little about her. Sandra, or Sandy, serves as the Deputy Executive Director at the Capital Region Education Council. She's an accomplished, yes, let's do that. She is an accomplished, results-oriented executive with extensive experience in education, advocating on behalf of children and families. Sandy was nominated by 2 prior Malta Wonder Women who wrote, in her work, she is always driven by the question, is it right for the kids? Something we should all think about. Whether it is managing the implementation of a school desegregation initiative, developing systems used in budgeting and capital improvement projects, developing partnerships with local and state agencies and businesses, Sandy is always looking to make sure impoverished children and children of color have opportunities and resources that they need to succeed. Sandy firmly believes that if a disadvantaged child is given the opportunity, support, and resources to succeed academically, the course of generations will change. How many children do we know have been mentored and have risen to success because of that? This is Sandy's life story. Congratulations. Oh, I get teary-eyed just reading their stories. Right now, I'm just going to give a few housekeeping notes. First of all, how are we doing? We're doing all right? Yes? Great. Please remember that if you bid on a silent auction item and you won, you will have received a text on your phone by now, so you might want to check in a few minutes. All prizes can be claimed at the end of the program back in Autorino Hall, so you need to go back to the hall. The winning numbers for the teacup raffle will be posted on the screen, so you'll be seeing it up there after the program, as well as in the walls outside the theater, so check those out. Again, all prizes can be claimed at the end of the program back in Autorino Hall. And now we'll resume our program. Short break. Next, please welcome to the stage Sister Beth Fischer. There she is. Sister Beth Fischer is a member of the Sisters of Mercy Order. She lives her life fulfilling her vow to help the sick, the poor, and the uneducated. In 2012, an article about Sister Beth Fischer's work to provide housing, medical, and other support to those in need predicted that the impact of her efforts would be long-lasting, quoting a colleague who said, "There will be no end to her fingerprint. It will go on for generations." Isn't that incredible? Blending her role as a Sister of Mercy with Assistant Dean and Director of Community Engagement at the University of St. Joseph, Sister Beth has provided hands-on service at many, many organizations, including My Sister's Place, the Wellness Center, Hands on Hartford, and the St. Joseph Mercy Hospital in Guyana. Her focus on supervising students and providing them with clinical rotations and volunteer experiences with community partners has resulted in benefits to underserved populations. Most important, she has inspired many students to continue to volunteer beyond their formal clinical experience. As just one example, with Sister Beth's guidance and organization, nursing and pharmacy students volunteer at Malta House of Care, blending service into their clinical curriculum. Her advocacy, fundraising, and inspiration illuminate the Sisters of Mercy pledge to serve, advocate, and pray for those in need around the world. In Sister Beth's own words, "It is a blessing when you love what you do," and it's clear that you do. We thank you for all that you do, Sister Beth. I think we're all inspired by all these women. And now, please welcome Sarah Leathers to the Wonder Women's stage. Here she is, Sarah. Sarah started Healing Meals in 2015 with a mission to provide healthy, organic meals to people in a health crisis while fostering compassion and empowering youth and adult volunteers in our community. And youth is a huge piece of who Healing Meals is, since teaching young people cooking skills, compassion, service to others, and leadership is all part of the mission. Sarah established a youth advisory group, and there are youth representatives on the board. More than 750 youth and adult volunteers have supported the organization since it began. And since 2015, Healing Meals has prepared and delivered more than 115,000 meals to 1,400 clients and their family members, to more than 80 towns in the Greater Hartford area. Incredible numbers. You made and continue to make such a huge impact. Now, most of these clients that they serve have cancer, and they serve meals to anyone undergoing a health crisis. As you can imagine, ensuring that you have fresh, healthy meals available when you're undergoing a health crisis can certainly be a struggle, especially for people who are also financially challenged. These fresh organic meals are delivered free or at nominal cost. According to her nomination, Sarah's passion for food is medicine. Her wonderful leadership skills and her vision for making healthy food available to all those in need is truly amazing and exemplary. Thank you, Sarah, and congratulations. We are also very proud of you, class of 2023. We're going to take a few minutes here to learn more about them, because how I describe them just isn't enough. So we're going to ask a few questions here so you can really get a feel as to who they are. So one of the things we wanted to know is, what does a Wonder Woman do to relax? So I thought we'd start out with Mellissa because, as I mentioned, she does stilt walking. So Mellissa, what is stilt walking?
It's walking on stilts. I was introduced to it via the Cultural Dance Troupe of the West Indies, a dance background. My mother's integral in my arts training and passion for the arts. And my first character was a flamingo. So they have to have the tall legs, right, and the big long neck. And so I trained with a gentleman from Trinidad named Dexter Stewart, who taught me how to walk on stilts. Although, as I tell my students now, because I teach it at the Arts Academy to over 30 kids, you teach yourself, right? You have to dig in, find your fearlessness, find your, just that moment in you that doesn't think, and almost irrational when you're doing it, but then you get the hang of it and it feels like flying.
How do you balance?
You have to keep moving. You literally have to keep moving. You can't stand still. It's almost like if you tried to put a pencil to stand up on its own, it would fall over. But because you're on two legs, and that actually really lends itself to being a dancer on stilts, because your feet have to constantly move. So once you find a drum beat, once you find a little something to march down the road to, it feels really good. Although, just to clarify, it's not necessarily relaxing. It's challenging, and it's fun, and it's exhilarating. But for me, as a Wonder Woman, I like to go by the river and sit and just be on the ground, in terms of relaxing. But I think stilt walking is my the other end of that. Getting to be elevated up high feels really beautiful.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for sharing. Tracy, would you like to share how you relax?
Easy for me. I just play with my two little grandsons. That's my favorite.
That's
favorite
very
way to
precious,
relax.
right?
Yeah, that's it.
And you hang out with your grandchildren?
Yep, we babysit. My husband and I babysit every Friday, and that's I really look forward to that day. That's my relaxation.
How old are they?
3 and 18 months.
Oh, well, those are those years where they're moving around a lot.
They are. Yeah.
Oh, so they keep you busy.
They keep you running. Yeah, they keep you running. He does the running. I sit and talk.
Oh, okay. That's a good thing.
It's a good arrangement.
Well, you also have him volunteering now, so he's very
working.
busy.
He's going to be working.
Okay. And Sister Beth, how do you relax? I know you shared with me a little bit backstage.
Well, I unplug, I uncork, I get together with...
Yeah? For real.
Now, what do you mean by you are
dared
unplugging?
me to say that.
Yes.
And get together with friends, and I love time by the shore. That's my most relaxing thing, is time by the shore.
Are you really able to unplug?
I wouldn't give a percentage of time, but I try. Yeah. But I love what I do, so
Exactly.
I know when I need to take a break from it, most of the time.
What advice do you have for folks who would like to do the same, to unplug? What do you need to do to take that first step?
You just have to do it.
Just force yourself to do it.
You just have to do it.
So leave that cell phone behind and,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
We just got to do it, so just do it. Sarah?
Well, my husband's in the audience, and his answer would be, she does not know how to relax.
Is that true?
That is true.
He's nodding. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Thumbs up, he says.
But I'm working on it every day. I love being with our family. We have 4 grandchildren, and anytime we can be with family, there's nothing better. So that's how I find my time to really unwind.
Totally agree, especially during COVID. It was so important that we all stayed close to each other.
Yes.
Exactly. And Sandy?
I love to read, but my favorite place to read is on a ship heading towards the Caribbean.
That's great. And on that ship, you're usually not connected, are you?
Absolutely. I unplug.
Yes, you unplug.
I do not buy the Wi-Fi package.
Agree.
So,
Yeah.
yes.
Saves you money too, but that's really the
Absolutely.
best way is to just totally unplug. So what book are you reading currently?
I am currently reading a book called The 12 Sons of Jacob. And just going through it. It's a
Can you tell us a little bit
theology
about
book, which is part of my background, and so I enjoy doing that.
I love reading as well. It is so comforting. And also, depending on what you're reading, it's an adventure, isn't it?
Yes.
Takes you somewhere else.
Transports you, yes.
Exactly. Another place to relax. Very good. Okay, so if you could choose a superpower, because we are talking about Wonder Woman, right? What would it be? Who'd like to start? Anybody?
I'll go ahead.
All right.
Because I was like, what are superpowers? So I Googled it, because of course, what do? There's a lot of superpowers out there. And I would say, as I went through them, because a lot of them I didn't even understand, is I would want to heal others.
Yes.
So I don't know what that means totally, but I just felt like there's just so much healing in this world that needs to be done, and if I could just whip a wand across the world and heal others, that would be great.
I think you already are doing that in what you're doing. You're serving so many people with those meals. And can you explain the organic meal that you put together? Because that is what we hear a lot about.
Yes. So we provide, many of us know that, it's just what the food we put in our body is really how we fuel ourselves. And so when somebody is sick, it's so important that with all the things they can't control, the one thing you can control is what you can put into your body. And so we feel like we can give them, if we can give them the very, very best food, the most nutrient-dense food coming right from the farms, and also the power of the connection that we have to our clients and our youth right notes every week to our clients, that clients feel really loved and nourished. They tell us all the time, I feel the love in every bite. And so that's the healing. And so we're providing meals to everybody in the family while we're taking care of the one who is ill. So everybody is, and if one person in the family is in crisis, really everybody is in crisis. And so it's so important to really wrap our arms around that family and let them know we're really caring for them.
What's a typical organic meal that you serve?
So we serve 5 meals a week, and 2 vegetarian dishes, a fish dish, and a poultry dish. And I don't know the exact menu this week, but we do these beautiful fish cakes with a side of a vegetarian mash. We make an amazing turkey loaf, like really good comfort food. We do beautiful frittatas with fresh vegetables. We always have a hearty soup that we make. And again, most of the meals, of course, during the growing season is all coming from the local farms. And then we make these delicious energy bites that I have several volunteers here. We kind of live through those during the day, but our clients love those as well.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, who else would like to share the type of superpower that they would like to have?
I think what I would do, I don't know if it's a superpower, but I would ensure that everyone had housing, health care, and food.
Yeah. So you would like to be like Samantha the witch, right? Where she can just a bewitch, you know, she just does that, and things just happen.
Yeah.
Those are challenging things that you want to tackle, though. But wouldn't it be great if we could just do that?
And I think it's doable. I do think it's doable if people just understood the importance and understood where some of our friends are living. You can't help but help.
Exactly.
You see it.
And the joy would bring you
Yes.
as well to
Yes.
be able to impact all those lives. Anybody else would like to share a superpower? Anybody else?
I'll go next.
Okay.
I actually thought of healing too, but I was looking at it from a spiritual perspective. I wear another hat, which is associate pastor in a church in West Hartford. So I look at healing from a spiritual perspective.
Very good. And you must speak to a lot of people every day.
Yes.
What is it that you like to share with them?
I don't so much share as I listen. Often that's a lot of what people need is to speak out loud and just hear themselves and work through some things. It's no different than perhaps what a psychologist does or a psychiatrist, but I explore more of their beliefs and where their heart is, and hopefully help them a little bit along the way.
Sandy, thank you for reminding us that we all should be listening as well. It's just as important.
Absolutely.
Yes. Melissa, would you like to share?
Well, I feel a little selfish because they're so worldly with their superpower. I really thought about this. I actually asked this question to my students too because they have to do a weekly discussion question. And once I asked them, so they were like mind reader, teleportation, we want to fly, we want to be invisible. None of that really helps the world. Good. I think I'll stay in the same vein, and I think that being able to teleport or fly would be really cool. I feel like I already have the height in the stilts. I'm already very skybound in some ways. So being able to teleport or move quickly, I think I can teach classes faster, get to where I got to go faster. But my mom always tells me that I should slow down anyway, so it's a good thing I don't have that superpower, so I can take time to be with her and my granddaughter and my son who are here. They're my superpowers.
There you go. They give you a lot of energy.
Absolutely, and encouragement.
To do what you do. Very good. And Tracy, superpower.
Superpower, you know, I feel the same way. I have 2 children that are teachers, and we talk about it a lot that, you know, it's hard for any child to sit in school and learn when they have unstable housing or don't have enough food to eat in the morning. And I think those are such basic things that it's kind of sad we have to think of it as a superpower. Right. Because I agree with Sister. I think, you know, those things can be solved. And it's a shame that that has to be something we think we need magic to do, you know.
Can you imagine if all of you together do what you I know, yes, exactly, like the Wonder Woman does that. Oh my goodness. You've already accomplishing so much on your own, but together as a group of women, can you imagine what that would be like? So who was the most influential person in your life? Or perhaps somebody you admired the most? Was there someone in your life? Anybody you would like to start?
I would have to say my mother.
Okay.
Because I would say I learned at a young age how to give back, how to be there for people. And I think the one lesson that I take with me everywhere is the most important gift you can give someone is the gift of your presence.
Yes.
And I try to do that with my students. I try to do that with the people that I see in the different ministries that we work with.
Do you think people recognize that gift?
I do.
That's good to hear.
It's kind of like listening too. You're there and you're just for that person at that time.
Yes, absolutely. That is a great gift. Anybody else would like to share who was most influential or someone they admired?
I mean, I think my answer's obvious. She's here already. My mother's here. And
So you feel like you have to say your mother?
you shouted her out quite a lot tonight already, but I think it's the fact that we're both Wonder Women, and it just shows the legacy of kind of excellence and giving and selflessness to the community that she's passed on to me, that I hope, instilled in my son and my granddaughter, and the families and countless people that we touch outside of that. But I think in general, like our moms, right, are just totally, who are we without that? Anybody in the audience would kind of, not everybody has the same family situation, but that's our first role models, our nurturers, our caregivers, people that help us to encounter the world in a way that can be productive, with the right moves. So I think moms are.
It's a wonderful legacy, but it also takes a daughter like you to recognize that legacy and to take that on and pass it on, because oftentimes it doesn't always get passed on. So all of you have done that. I'm sure if your mother was influential in your life, you take that and you recognize it and you pass it on. So that is a great gift, and obviously something that all of you have recognized. So keep on doing what you're doing, right? Mm-hmm. Pass it on. That's what we want to know. What is your secret skill that few people know about? So tell us something that we don't know about you. Is there something that you're willing to share publicly right now with all of us, right? Okay, so let's see. Oh gosh, Sandy, you want to start?
I'll start. Yeah.
Okay.
I had to ask my husband about this because I couldn't think of a secret skill, and he said my secret skill is grilling.
You can grill?
I can grill the meanest steak, ribs, chicken, you name it, I can grill it.
This is great.
And grill it well.
Okay, so what's your favorite recipe? What do you grill? What do you like doing most?
Oh, just steak. It's just mostly steak, yeah.
So your hubby doesn't grill, you're the griller.
Nope, he cannot touch my grill. He's sitting right there, he knows he can't touch it.
I love that. All right, great. And Tracy, anything secret?
God, I can't believe I'm going to say this on stage, but I can put my whole fist in my mouth.
Oh, that?
Go, Tracy.
Do you have to practice that a lot?
I don't know how I discovered I could do it, but I've been doing it for a long, long time.
When did you start doing this?
In childhood.
hilarious.
Yeah.
When you were,
Yeah.
what,
I don't know
5,
what,
4?
maybe I must have been lonely or something like that.
You can really actually put your whole fist in
Right
your
up
mouth.
to there. Yeah.
All the way up to here?
Wow.
Wow.
I know. It's okay. I won't.
See, the crowd is actually chanting to say, can we see it? I can't.
I can.
I can't
I
ask you to
think I
do
can do
that. That wouldn't be right. Come on.
Backstage later.
Yeah, we can't. But the fact that you even shared that, right? I mean, that's really brave to share that.
Do you have any other skill?
I love it. Oh, I think you probably do. You're just not thinking about it. I'm sure if you asked your children or your husband, they'd say something. But I love that. That's very funny. That was very unexpected.
Yep.
Okay. Sarah?
I don't have those talents. Well, my skill is I surround myself with really wonderful people who are smarter than me and more talented than me, and that is a superpower as well. And many of them are here tonight. So that has allowed me to bring Healing Meals to where it is today. I couldn't do it without them. So.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good one. And again, it's a secret skill that people don't know about. So, Sister Beth. Oh. Come on, reveal yourself.
It's not a skill, but I do have the ability to chat with people about the different works that I'm involved with and entice them to get involved and support them. So it's a skill. In a way, I'm a closeted fundraiser, but I'll never ask for money.
Wow. So what do you say to these people? How do you do it?
I just share the passion that I have for the different ministries that I'm involved with, and people want a piece of it.
That's good. So you can seal the deal.
I'll just share one little story.
Okay.
And I don't know if Jay is in the audience, but our Student Government Association are very generous people, and they're very taken with the different ministries that I work with, particularly Malta, and the diaper program that Tracy and her husband support. And Jay came to me the other day and he said, you know, we really were thinking about what are they going to do for diapers when we're not here this summer, and delivered 9 cases of diapers to my office for me to be able to share with Malta. I never asked. All I did was talk about it.
Wow. That's incredible. That is a superpower, I think, to put that in somebody's, right,
But I can't
without
put my
having
fist
to
in my
say-
mouth. Maybe my fist from time to time, but
Sandy, do you have one you wanted to share? Something about you that we don't know about? Yes.
Melissa?
Sorry, Melissa.
I don't know. Usually stilt walking is my go-to for secret, for hidden talents.
Do you sing? Do you?
I mean, I can carry a tune, you know. I can hold a handstand pretty long. I'm not going to do it today, but I can hold a handstand pretty long. And, you know, I think it's a secret, or it's a skill to be able to teach.
Yes.
You know, I've come from a long line of teachers in my family, my grandmother, my aunt, my great aunt, even my mom in some ways, and it's a skill, it is a craft, it's something that you're gifted, you can either do it or you can't. And we work with a very special population here in Hartford, especially with the magnet school community, and it takes a certain level of grit and patience and creativity to be able to pull that off every day. So I feel like that's a secret skill. Or not even secret, I'm happy to share it. So.
Thank you. What advice would you give your 21-year-old self? Go back now. Remember what you were like when you were 21 years old. Think about it for just a few seconds, and would anyone like to start?
I would say to believe in yourself. I was really lucky. My dad always told me that I could do anything I set my mind to. And I think when you believe that in yourself, you know, you can do anything. So it's hard at 21 to believe that, but I think if we could all give those people those young people in our community that belief in themselves, the world would be a much different place.
Very good. What would you say to your 21-year-old self, Tracy?
I would say, stop worrying, all will be well. And everything will happen in the right time, in the right place. And I really think that's been a gift of age, realizing that, you know, some of the biggest disappointments in life and things that you think you'll never come back from really needed to be there and played a role. And so I would say, stop worrying, all will be well.
Sandy?
I would say not to take life so seriously. Enjoy the journey.
At 21, were you feeling stressed out?
Very much so.
Okay. You're right. At that age, there's so much happening in your life.
Yeah, trying to figure it all out when you're 21, where I'm going to be in my career, what I'm going to do for my family, you know. Enjoy the journey.
Exactly. Sister?
I would say follow your heart. Don't be afraid to take risks and let life unfold.
At 21, were you feeling like you couldn't take risks?
I felt like I had my life planned out, and nothing of that plan ever worked out. So here I am.
That's funny. Melissa?
Don't be so scared.
Oh, yes.
You know, I've learned a lot from being able to release fear and be a little more fearless. And helped a lot in terms of my growth and journey, especially as an artist. Get special privileges to kind of just be a little wild if you need to be, and also take risks that are going to help you to grow and learn. You know. But I think on a practical note, I also would tell myself to save money. And don't spend. Like save as much as you spend.
So how'd you overcome your fear?
Well, I mean, it's a daily process, right? I think actions like stilts and performing on stage and being in front of people and putting myself out there has been my main act of fearlessness. But finding inspiration from the people that I love, recognizing struggle, and then being able to find camaraderie around, like, it's hard, we're doing it together, and you have to be a little fearless to be able to face your enemies, the demons, the struggles, the things that are out there against you, obstacles, you know. So trying to gather strength through shedding the fear, I think, was my strategy.
And on that note, I want to thank all of you, and congratulations, Tracy, Mellissa, Sandy, Sister Beth, and Sarah, the Malta House class of Wonder Women class of 2023.